Well, it is finally here. No more talking. The Detroit Lions' first preseason game is tomorrow night. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If this is your first time here, we talk all things about the Detroit Lions. So if that's your type of thing, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want the subscription videos to appear in the notification feed, hit the notification bell as well. The wait is finally over. The Detroit Lions' first preseason game is less than 24 hours away, and it will take place at 6 o'clock at Ford Field Friday, August the 12th. If you want to see the Detroit Lions action in person, you need to go down tomorrow because the Lions head to the Indianapolis Colts and then to the Pittsburgh Steelers after that. Then we got the 2-week break and they come back home for 2 consecutive games against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. I almost called them the Washington football team. So if this is your chance to go down there and watch the Lions, I will be down there tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm getting my ticket directly after the making of this video. I decided to make the video now because tomorrow I'm be ready for the game, getting ready for the game, and I don't want to be stressed out trying to make a video before I head down there. So we're just going to go over some things that I saw today, and then I'll give you my prediction at the end of the video. From now on, we probably will have a prediction video on Friday, but I like when ESPN brings the stats from last game. I like to talk about them and then give you a prediction after that. So let's get into the video. Brad Holmes confirms what we've been thinking this entire time. News came out earlier today that Jameson Williams will not play week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. My guess, if he's not going to play week 1, that means that he's not going to play any week before the bye week. And I think the earliest and most realistic time frame that we see Jameson Williams will be after the bye week, which is week 7. We could see him in Jerry World against the Dallas Cowboys. If he doesn't play that game, it might be mid-season, but I think there's some type of determination status that they have to give him in order for him to not go on IR and stuff like that for the rest of the season. So I think that it's a really good chance that we'll see him at the end of October. I think after that bye week, that's going to be the first time we see Jameson Williams. We could see him before that catching maybe like quick passes or something like that, not too much action. He's going to be put on the PUP list or either the NFI list. That will keep him from practicing the first 4 weeks. I think he comes back. He's able to practice week 5. I think he spends week 5 and 6 practicing, and then he shows up for the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be my early prediction, that we see Jameson Williams week 7 against the Dallas Cowboys. But we already knew that we weren't going to see him. But I'll tell you what, once he comes back, it's going to be a nightmare for defenders. The Lions also released their unofficial depth chart yesterday, preseason. So after the preseason, I'm sure that will be rearranged. They got some guys on the back end that might move up a couple spots. So take a look at that. I think you can find it on DetroitLions.com. But in rapid fire, we're going to go over 5 players that Dave Burkett says that we should be watching for. Don't forget that Dan Campbell said a few days ago that the starters were looking to play for at least that first quarter. But let's take a look at these 5 players from Dave Burkett. This information comes from Detroit Free Press. Defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson should get significant playing time Friday, more than most of the Lions' other starters, going against a middling offensive line that has not studied his moves. The potential is there for him to make a big impact too. Cornerback, Jeff Okudah. Friday marks Okudah's return to game action 334 days after tearing his Achilles tendon in last year's season opener against the San Francisco 49ers. It has been a long road back, and Okudah deserved credit for his perseverance, but he remains a bit of a mystery as a player. Wide receiver, Tom Kennedy. Kennedy was considered a dark horse candidate for the number 6 receiver job heading into camp, but we might have undersold his spot on the depth chart. When quarterbacks coach Mark Brunell was rattling through trustworthy receivers while meeting with the media Wednesday, he mentioned DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Kennedy, and no one else. That doesn't mean Kennedy is a lock to make the 53-man roster, but it's not insignificant either. Linebacker, Malcolm Rodriguez. Rodriguez is in the mix for early playing time at linebacker, perhaps even a starting role next to Alex Anzalone. He has advanced football intelligence, a magnetic attraction to the ball, and he hits like a sledgehammer. Expect him to get on the field early Friday, and if he makes plays in whatever packages the Lions use him in, expect his responsibilities to grow next week. QB, Jared Goff. Goff won't play much this preseason, perhaps a series or 2 Friday. So if you're curious to see how different he and the Lions offense look under new coordinator Ben Johnson, Tune in early. Goff seemed to have embraced more of the downfield passing attack after struggling to push the ball vertically at times last year. It helps that the Lions added Chark to their receiver room and have Jameson Williams waiting to join in the mix at midseason. Honestly, to me, the biggest two players on this list would be Tom Kennedy and Jeff Okudah. Jeff Okudah has only played 10 games out of a possible 33, and his last action was 11 months ago. We really don't know what the third overall pick is capable of. A good look at that tomorrow. And also Tom Kennedy. Tom Kennedy comes from the Matt Patricia era, and he has found a way to stay on this team, even stepping up last year thinking we thought he was going to get cut, but he wind up making the team. So Tom Kennedy, I think he might find a way again to make it onto this football team for the 2022 season. And now that brings us to my prediction for tomorrow's game. It's kind of tough not seeing the Lions actually at game speed playing. I don't have any stats to go off of and just kind of the eye test to see who really is the better team. But I'm going to have to go with the Detroit Lions. I think the Atlanta Falcons are in a tough spot. Marcus Mariota, they got rid of Matt Ryan. So I think some other things are going on with their team as well. So I am going to pick the Detroit Lions to win tomorrow's game. Although when it comes to wins and losses, it's not a big deal. It's more of a who makes the team, playing time for people knocking the rust off. But it will give us a good indication of what that first team offense and defense look like. So pay attention. So I have the Detroit Lions winning tomorrow's game at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Doesn't mean anything for the win-loss column, and hopefully nobody on either team is hurt. Saw a lot of injuries today between the Patriots and Giants. I don't know how serious those are, but hopefully we don't get any season-ending injuries. A lot of them are happening in camp too, so hopefully these teams can get off the field and go on to week 2. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. I appreciate you guys for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers, and we have exactly 1 month from today, 4 Thursdays from today, is when the NFL season begins. So I want to make 5,000 by then. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing so to help us reach that goal. That would be fantastic. We have 31 days into the Lions season home opener, and we have less than 24 hours into the preseason game. I think once the preseason gets here, the next 3 weeks are going to fly past, and then we got that long wait between the last preseason game and the opening game against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm sure it's going to go fast. We're going to be anticipating the season to begin, and hopefully the Lions can shock the world with a win against the Philadelphia Eagles. But we got to make it through the preseason first, and we got to make it through healthy. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. I'll see you at Ford Field tomorrow. And as always, go Lions.